So today's press conference by Benjamin Netanyahu is another very weird presentation. I'd say my current theory now is that he flew to Berlin, beginning of March, and is in a hospital bed there. He's either in an induced coma, or he's just lying in the bed very sick and can't get out. He could be dead. But I truly don't believe any of these videos in the past month have been of him. They've been done with AI and various video tools. So I'll show you the video today of what happened. Okay, so this is one of the few ones where I saw it said, "Oh, it's coming up," so I just left it on the screen. So I actually started to watch it while it was live. And when he comes on, he has these two lavalier mics plus the podium mic. And I think it's really weird. Why does he have these two lavalier mics and plus these two podium mics? I mean, normally he doesn't have the lavalier mics, just the podium mics. And normally if you're into audio, which I am, you use two lavalier mics because if a person speaks too loud and they clip the microphone and you have a different recording of it with the gain set lower, you can then switch to that gain and not get distortion. But you'd only put on two lavalier mics for somebody that you didn't know the range of their voice that they're going to use. Like, if it's a guest on a show and you don't know if they're going to start telling jokes really loud, laughing really loud, or, speaking too softly, then you'd want the two mics. But for somebody like Netanyahu, where he has a very predictable speech pattern, I mean, he's not going to speak too loud or too soft, then you only need one mic. So, I mean, right there, that's just really, really odd to me. So, anyway, so I start watching it, and, I don't have the sound on it. And here he steps out from behind the podium. Now, so what this is to me is this is actually the people doing the AI are basically having a meta conversation to me with me and all the others on the internet who are trying to analyze these videos and to determine whether they are AI. So many people have found, the six-finger thing, the ring that goes missing, issues with his ears, issues with his neck, issues with his hand movements. Like in the last video I saw before this, I thought, his hand movements don't look like the hand movements that I've seen historically. So I think, okay, well, there's an actor there who's imitating him with his hands, and then they're just basically through AI putting his face on the body. And it's just, anyway, that's what I think, and or something like that. Anyway, so yeah, each video comes out is weirder than the next one before. But this one is like the people who make these AI videos read everything on X or Twitter, and they said, okay, wow, we're going to show them. Let's see them debunk this. We're going to have him walk from behind the podium in front of the camera. But he's never done that before, as I know. There's no reason for him to do it. So the only reason you would do it is if like a 19-year-old software developer, a bunch of young kids working on AI thought it would be neat to do. So they did it. So like, it would be really hard with AI for us to get him to walk from outside the podium and then to the thing. And then when they had that idea, but then they had to backtrack. They're like, well, if we do that, then we're going to have to put two lapel mics on him, because then people say, well, how can we hear him if he walked away from the podium? So then, being kids and being in a rush, not thinking this through, they put the two lapel mics on him. If I put one, they're like, oh no, people might not see, just one. We better put two. So they put two on. But think of it like if it wasn't AI, right? Can you imagine that Netanyahu would go there? Let's say he's not dead, right? He's not dead. He's going to do a press conference, and he goes there and says, hey, listen, by the way, I think I'm going to step out from behind the podium and just stand right next to the podium looking like an idiot, because he does. So I just want you to know that. Be ready with the camera. And then them saying, well, Bibi, if you're gonna, walk next to the podium, we need to put some lavaliers on you. And he's like, okay, put some lavaliers on. I mean, this is, I mean, this is just too much. And the frustrating thing that I have is like, there's nobody to talk to about this. I mean, there's so much stuff going on. Times Post, none of the major media are covering any of this. And you'd think, like, wouldn't you at least do a little story? Say, hey, all these nuts on the internet for like 4 weeks have been saying that Netanyahu's AI, like, and just show all their claims and maybe debunk them. No person, like a celebrity, somebody who's well known, not a single person since like March 8th or whatever, has said that they were in the same room as Netanyahu. Not a single one. But if you ask AI, it'll say, oh, wait, so-and-so was there, I forget the guy's name, a reporter, at this, this March 9th or whatever it was event. But it wasn't. That was virtual. Israel said itself, but they posted some photos that were obviously doctored and put together to show the reporter, the CNN reporter, in the same room, but he was not. And if you go to his site, you don't see him ever say, I was in the same room as Netanyahu. And of course, the reason why he won't say that is because all reporters want access. And so they will do things to curry favor with government to get access. So, of course, the Israeli government is like, hey, you can't say you weren't in the room with him. So he says, oh, fine, as long as you give me access and allow me first dibs on the photos. So I think that's what's happened with him. Same thing for the photographer. Supposedly there's this other photographer that's in the room, but you look on his X account, he posts on stuff, but he never says he was in the room with him. He never says how he got this photograph. So I think that's AI too. So it's just, let me just go back here. So, he's talking and then, see this, let me just see if I can stop this right here. Okay. See, when I look at other older videos of him, when he does the hand clasp together, he'll generally do it like this. He'll always, like, the fingers just touch. He'll always go like that. But in the new ones, in the past month, he's always going like this. So it's like the actor is like, okay, yeah, he always goes like this, but the actor isn't getting it quite right because it's always sort of like this. It's either like this or even just touching like that. It's never really like that. He also uses a lot of like these types of movements, which I don't see with this actor. Because I'm telling you, this is not, well, who knows? I don't think it's Netanyahu. Anyway, let me go back to this. So I just try to get to this next point. Okay, so he's talking in front of the podium, right? And of course, I don't know what he's saying because it's in Hebrew. And then I'll show you, this is where it gets weird. It gets, weird again. Just go forward. Okay, let me see. Now he goes back behind the podium. But you notice how the camera followed him? Like it knew exactly what he was going to do. And this just tells me that it's AI. Right? He steps out. It just doesn't make sense. And there's a thing where somebody also is posting where he goes out again. So like he does this a couple of times. So he's back in the podium. And this is just like, I don't know, 30 seconds from the other clip that I'm showing you. And then again, it's like these kids are like, we're going to do it again. Prove to us that he's dead. And then they do the hands in the pocket thing, which I think they're trying to do like a little flourish. Why would he go in front of the camera? I mean, he would only go in front of the camera if, beside the podium, again, to answer the critics of all the AI videos. It makes no sense from giving some thing to the people. So, yeah, anyway, today this is just so incredible. I want to talk to people, but the only people I can talk to are on X. And, of course, we comment back and forth. There's nothing going on in the Times. And you can't talk to, like, normal people, right? Because they already think I'm crazy for all the stuff that's going on in the war. But anyway, I just want to conclude that I believe that Netanyahu has been incapacitated for some time. You notice Trump never talks about him either. Like all the stuff that's happened the past few weeks, you would think he would come out and he would fly over and talk to Trump. Like Trump just today said, oh, we're going to end it in 2 or 3 weeks. Well, normally, if something like that happened, Netanyahu would come on right away. And also, normally, a month ago, before all this happened, Trump would always say, well, Netanyahu said this, or we talked, whatever. Like he's disappeared. And I think that, Trump is so out of it himself, like he doesn't even notice. He probably says to the people around him, hey, where's Bibi? And they're like, oh, he's busy. And of course, Trump only cares about himself. It's like, oh, all right. Like nobody cares. But the other thing I just want to say, and I said this in the last video, I mean, if this comes out that he was incapacitated, I mean, think about the amount of collusion by all the Western governments in the world. I mean, they must know, right? Or they must have some idea. And all the media, for everybody to basically have watched the U.S. bomb Iranians mercifully for weeks. And for Israel to do it, I mean, Israel's doing it even worse. For Israel to be basically killing all these Iranians and their prime minister isn't even, conscious. Think about that. Think about because everybody says, oh, well, Israel's a rogue state. I mean, what more rogue could you get than a state with its prime minister incapacitated or dead and is still killing people left and right? A few days ago, sent a Hellfire missile into a car on a country road in Lebanon and killed 3 journalists. Think about that. It's really just incredible. And Knesset just today or yesterday approved a bill where any Palestinian who's guilty in their prison can be executed immediately. Think about it. So, the stuff that's going on in Israel is wild, 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 wild. All right, 12 minutes. I guess that's enough. Hope you found this interesting. Well, again, if you're new to this, go look at all the videos about how all the other past videos are AI. Get up to speed on this because it's super fascinating. And if it does turn out that he was incapacitated, just think about that. Think about how badly the world is broken that this could happen. All the media, the major media, was silent about it, and our government was silent about it. Really incredible.